Okay, let me show you a couple of things that I learned. I ended up having to do this twice to get the grease in this end, and it did go in there, and it went really good all the way in there, but I had to do it twice. Whenever you're taping this up, don't tape up both ends at once. Let me see if I can show you. See how I got a big gap there? Well, that'll make life a whole lot easier for you if you just do one end, put a big gap in it, and then after you do that end, then you can turn it over and do this end. That'll give you a bigger gap to get that in there. Now, on my backhoe, whenever I originally put it together, I didn't do this to this one because I already had everything together and I was afraid to pull this out. Well, I've watched a couple of videos and done a little research, and apparently this thing comes out really easy. So what I'm gonna do is whenever I get back down to where my backhoe's at, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the one that's in there out. And now that this one's all good and greased, or will be all good and greased, then I'll put this one in, then I'll grease the other one and just put it up and keep it, and maybe occasionally just swap them out. That way I know it's got a good coat of grease in it. But one thing I didn't know, because like I said, I've never touched this piece before, is this centerpiece it floats too. And so I guess what a guy might want to do is after you get this greased and this greased, is you might want to go ahead and try to get grease in behind this. I mean, it's a moving part, so therefore, you know what they say about that squeaky wheel, he gets the most grease. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to do that. I'm gonna get it all taped up on this end, and I'll turn my camera on and I'll let you see how I try to pump this in there. And I think I ended up putting 10 or 12 pumps of grease in this, and then it blew out. Look, I'll show you. I'm not trying to hide nothing. I did this twice, and I really wrapped it tight. I used a lot of tape. I used a lot of tape doing this on one end. Well, actually, I take that back. I shouldn't say on one end, because I had the other end taped up too, and then I just seen how the big gap made a difference, so I unwrapped it, and I'll get that wrapped up, and I'll come back on and I'll show me greasing that other end, show you what I'm doing exactly.